شعيب عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إسماعيل عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا داود عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا سليمان عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا زكريا عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يحيى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا أرميا عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا شعياء عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إلياس عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا اليسع عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا ذو الكفل عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يوشع عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وعلى جميع النبيين والمرسلين أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد نبيك عدد ما خلقته من قبل أن تكون السماء مبنية والأرض مدحية والجبال مرسية والبحار مجرأة والعيون منفجرة والأنهار منهمرة والشمس مضحية والقمر مضيئا والكواكب مستنيرة. كنت حيث كنت لا يعلم أحد حيث كنت إلا أنت وحدك لا شريك لك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد حلمك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد علمك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كلماتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد نعمتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء سماواتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء أرضك، وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء عرشك، وصل على سيدنا محمد زينة عرشك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما جرى به القلم في الكتاب، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت في 7 سماواتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما أنت خالق فيهن إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل قطرة قطرت من سماواتك إلى أرضك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من يسبحك ويهللك ويكبرك ويعظمك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد أنفاسهم وألفاظهم، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل نسمة خلقتها فيهم من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد السحاب الجارية، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد الرياح الذارية من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما هبت عليه الرياح وحركته من الأغصان والأشجار والأوراق والثمار، وجميع ما خلقت على أرضك وما بين سماواتك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد نجوم السماء من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد ملء أرضك مما حملت وأقلت من قدرتك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت في 7 بحارك مما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت وما أنت خالقه فيها إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ملء 7 بحارك، وصل على سيدنا محمد زنة 7 بحارك مما حملت وأقلت من قدرتك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد أمواج بحارك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد الرمل والحصى في مستقر الأراضين وسهلها وجبالها من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد اضطراب المياه العذبة والملحة من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقته على جديد أرضك في مستقر الأراضين شرقها وغربها سهلها وجبالها وأوديتها وطريقها وعامرها وغامرها إلى سائر ما خلقته عليها وما فيها، ومدر وحجر من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي عدد نبات الأرض من قبلتها وشرقها وغربها وسهلها وجبالها وأوديتها وأشجارها وثمارها وأوراقها وزروعها وجميع ما يخرج من نباتها وبركاتها من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت من الجن والإنس والشياطين وما أنت خالقه منهم إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل شعرة في أبدانهم وفي وجوههم وعلى رؤوسهم منذ خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد خفقان الطير وطيران الجن والشياطين من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل بهيمة خلقتها على جديد أرضك من صغير أو كبير في مشارق الأرض ومغاربها من إنسها وجنها ومما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد خطاهم على وجه الأرض من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد من يصلي عليه، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد من لم يصل عليه، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد القطر والمطر والنبات، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل شيء. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد في الليل إذا يغشى، وصل على سيدنا محمد في النهار إذا تجلى، وصل على سيدنا محمد في الآخرة والأولى، وصل على سيدنا محمد شابا زكيا، وصل على سيدنا محمد كهلا مرضيا، وصل على سيدنا محمد منذ كان في المهد صبيا، وصل على سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من الصلاة شيء. اللهم وأعط سيدنا محمدا المقام المحمود الذي وعدته، الذي إذا قال صدقته وإذا سأل أعطيته. اللهم وأعظم برهانه وشرف بنيانه وأبلج حجته وبين فضيلته. اللهم وتقبل شفاعته في أمته، واستعملنا بسنته، وتوفنا على ملته، واحشرنا في زمرته وتحت لوائه، واجعلنا من رفقائه، وأوردنا حوضه، واسقنا بكأسه، وانفعنا بمحبته. اللهم آمين. وأسألك بأسمائك التي دعوتك بها أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد عدد ما وصفت ومما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت، أن ترحمني وتتوب علي وتعافيني من جميع البلاء والبلوى، وأن تغفر لي وترحم المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات، وأن تغفر لعبدك المذنب الخاطئ الضعيف، وأن تتوب عليه إنك غفور رحيم. اللهم آمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم إني أسألك بحق ما حمل كرسيك من عظمتك وقدرتك وجلالك وبهائك وسلطانك، وبحق اسمك المخزون المكنون الذي سميت به نفسك وأنزلته في كتابك واستأثرت به في علم الغيب عندك، أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك. وأسألك باسمك الذي إذا دعيت به أجبت، وإذا سئلت به أعطيت. وأسألك باسمك الذي وضعته على الليل فأظلم، وعلى النهار فاستنار، وعلى السماوات فاستقلت، وعلى الأرض فاستقرت، وعلى الجبال فرست، وعلى الصعبة فذلت، وعلى ماء السماء فسكبت، وعلى ماء السحاب فأمطرت. وأسألك بما سألك به سيدنا محمد نبيك، وأسألك بما سألك به سيدنا آدم نبيك، وأسألك بما سألك به أنبياؤك ورسلك وملائكتك المقربون صلى الله عليهم أجمعين. وأسألك بما سألك به أهل طاعتك أجمعين، أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت من قبل أن تكون السماء مبنية والأرض مطحية والجبال مرسية والعيون منفجرة والأنهار منهمرة والشمس مضحية والقمر مضيئا والكواكب منيرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد علمك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد حلمك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما أحصاه اللوح المحفوظ من علمك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما جرى به القلم في الكتاب عندك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد ملء سماواتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد ملء أرضك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد ملء ما أنت خالقه من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد صفوف الملائكة وتسبيحهم وتقديسهم وتحميدهم وتمجيدهم وتكبيرهم وتهليلهم من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد السحاب الجارية والرياح الذارية من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد كل قطرة تقطر من سماواتك إلى أرضك وما تقطر إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما هبت الرياح وعدد ما تحركت الأشجار والأوراق والزروع وجميع ما خلقت في قرار الحفظ من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد القطر والمطر والنبات من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد النجوم في السماء من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت في بحارك السبعة مما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت وما أنت خالقه إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد الرمل والحصى في مشارق الأرض ومغاربها. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت من الجن والإنس وما أنت خالقه إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد أنفاسهم وألفاظهم وألحاظهم من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد طيران الجن والملائكة من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد الطيور والهوام وعدد الوحوش والآكام في مشارق الأرض ومغاربها. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد الأحياء والأموات. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما أظلم عليه الليل وأشرق عليه النهار من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد من يمشي على رجلين ومن يمشي على أربع من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من صلى عليه من الجن والإنس والملائكة من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من لم يصل عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما يجب أن يصلى عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما ينبغي أن يصلى عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى شيء من الصلاة عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد في الأولين وصل على سيدنا محمد في الآخرين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد في الملأ الأعلى إلى يوم الدين. ما شاء الله لا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وأسألك اللهم بالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا آدم عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا نوح عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا هود عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إبراهيم عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا صالح عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يونس عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا أيوب عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يعقوب عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يوسف عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا موسى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا هارون عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا شعيب عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إسماعيل عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا داود عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا سليمان عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا زكريا عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يحيى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا أرميا عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا شعياء عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إلياس عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا اليسع عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا ذو الكفل عليه السلام،
بينهم ثم يتولى فريق منهم وهم موردون ذلك بأنهم قالوا لن تمسنا النار إلا أياما معدودات وغرهم في دينهم ما كان يفترون فكيف إذا جاء اليوم لا ريب فيه ووفيت كل نفس ما كسبت وهم لا يظلمون قل اللهم ملك الملك تؤتي الملك من تشاء وتنزع الملك ممن تشاء وتعز من تشاء وتذل من تشاء بيدك الخير إنك على كل شيء قدير تولج الليل في النهار وتولج النهار في الليل وتخرج الحي من الميت وتخرج الميت من الحي وترزق من تشاء بغير حساب آمنا بالله صدق الله العظيم سير كائن على محمد مصطفى صلوات اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد يا إلهي Muhammed hakkı için, ol şefaatkân Ahmet hakkı için. Sirdevs-ü arş-ı mualla hakkı için, ol suluk seyral hakkı için. Ol gece söyleşilen söz hakkı için, ol gece hakkı gören göz hakkı için. Sirri Fürkan Nur-i Azam hakkı için, Kudüs-ü Kâbe Merve Zemzem hakkı için. Gözü yaşı hakkı için, aşıkların bar başı hakkı için. Sadıkların aşk odundan ciğeri püryan için, derd ile kan ağlayan giryan için. Sıdk ile yolunda kaim kıl için, hazretine doğru varan yol için. Şol zaman ki müddeti ömrü hayat, ahir ola ere hemgâmı memat. Ya ilahi sakla kıl imanımız, verelim ile iman ile ta canımız. Biz günahkar, asi mücrim kulları, yargılayıp kıl günahlardan beri. Kabrimiz iman ile pürnür kıl, münisi ilman ile ömür kıl. Hem dahi mizanımız eyle sekil, cennete girmeye lütfun kıl delil. Mustafa'ya hem civar et ya Kerim, cennetül firdevs içinde ya Rahim. Lütf ile göster bize didarını, nimetinle toyla kıl kullarını. Affedüp isyanımız kıl rahmeti, ol Habibin yüzü suyu hürmeti. Sana layık kullarınla hem demet, ehli derdin sohbetine mahremet. Hem Süleyman'ı fakire rahmeten, yoldaşın iman makamın cennet et. Ya ilahi kılma bizi dallin, bu duaya cümleniz deyin amin. Ümmetinden razı olsun olmuin, rahmetullahi aleyhim ecmain. Allahümme salli ala seyyidina Muhammedin nebiyil ümmi ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ve sellim. Allahümme salli ala seyyidina Muhammedin nebiyil ümmi ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ve sellim. Allahümme salli ala seyyidina Muhammedin nebiyil ümmi ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ve sellim.
Amin. İlâ şerefine Mustafa Resulullah sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem. El Fatiha. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah ve eşhedü enne Muhammeden abduhu ve resuluhu ve eşhedü en la ilahe illallah ve eşhedü enne Muhammeden abduhu ve resuluhu. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah ve eşhedü enne Muhammeden abduhu ve resuluhu. Estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, Estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah, lazim allazi la ilahe illa huvel hayyul kayyum ve etûbü ileyk. من كل إنسان بمعصيات من كل ما يخالف دين الإسلام من كل ما يخالف الشريعة من كل ما يخالف الطريقات من كل ما يخالف المعرفات من كل ما يخالف الحقيقات من كل ما يخالف العظمة يا أرحم الراحمين هؤلاء نعمتان شهادتان عندك يا رسول الله وهي لنا ولية يومك يا أمز رحمة للعالمين اللهم يا مسبب الأسباب يا مفاتيح الأبواب يا مقلب القلوب والأبصار يا دليل المتطهرين يا غياث المستغيثين يا حي يا قيوم يا ذو الجلال والإكرام وفر أمر إلا الله إن الله باسر بالعباد. Rabitahu Sharif. Connect your heart to Shah Effendi. Fatiha-i Şerif. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Errahmanirrahim. Maliki yevmiddin. İyyâke na'budu ve iyyâke nesta'in. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. صلوات الشريف. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. ألم نشرح. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. الله. إخلاص الشر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله Fatiha Şerif. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Errahmanirrahim. Maliki yevmiddin. İyyâke na'budu ve iyyâke nesta'in. İhdina sıratel mustakim. Sıratel lezine en'amte aleyhim. Gayril mağdubi aleyhim veleddâlin. Salavat-ı Şerif. Allahümme salli ala Muhammedin ve ala Ali Muhammedin ve sellim. Allahümme salli ala Muhammedin ve ala Ali Muhammedin ve sellim. Allahümme salli ala Muhammedin ve ala Ali Muhammedin ve sellim. Allahümme salli ala Muhammedin ve ala Ali Muhammedin ve sellim. Allahümme salli ala Muhammedin ve ala Ali Muhammedin ve sellim. Allahümme salli ala Muhammedin ve ala Ali Muhammedin ve sellim. Allahümme salli ala Muhammedin ve ala Ali Muhammedin ve sellim. Allahümme salli ala Muhammedin ve ala Ali Muhammedin ve sellim. Allahümme salli ala Muhammedin ve ala Ali Muhammedin ve sellim. Allahümme salli ala Muhammedin ve ala Ali Muhammedin ve sellim. Salli ya Rabbi ve sellim ala cemil enbiya mursalin ve ali kullin ecmain velhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin.
Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi qad ateyteni minel mülkü ve allemteni min tevilel hadis. Fatiha semavati vel ardan tevelli fid dünya vel ahiret. Teveffeni müslimel velikni bis salihin. Amenna billahi sadakallahul azim. Subhaneke rabbike rabbil izzeti amma yasifun ve selamun alel murselin velhamdülillahi rabbil alemin. İlâ şerefin Nebi Mustafa sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem ve sahabı-i kiram ile meşayikhine terkatın Akşmendiyetil Aliye adetenleri ve İmam Tarikatı Halik Kavuşan Akşmen Muhammed Veysi Bari Sultan Evliya Şefullah Fazıl Aysen Ebu Fıkara Seyyid ve Rabbani Sultan Evliya Kıbledir İslam sahibi zaman Şah Sultan Mevlana Muhammed Nazım Adel Erekani Adme Hacı Genil Abdülhalik Kucumani Saygı Sevşi Abdülkerim El Kıbrıs Rabbani Sahih Sadatına ve Sıddıkı
El Fatiha. Allahümme salli. فاعلم أنه لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله والصلاة والصلاة حسبي ربي جل الله ما في قلبي غير الله نور محمد صلى الله نور محمد صلى الله نور محمد صلى الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله محمد عظيم الله حسبي ربي جل الله ما في قلبي غير الله نور محمد صلى الله لا إله إلا الله الصلاة والسلام عليك يا شفيع الله عليك يا حزم عليك يا عليك مدد يا صاحب الصيد امد يا صاحب الصيد شبان يا صاحب الصيد الحمد لله رب العالمين لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله حسبنا الله نعم الوكيل نعم المولى نعم الناصر ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم ألا بذكر الله طمئن القلوب بلى الله الله الله الله الله الله الله الله الله الله Hasbunallahu ni'mal vakil, ni'mal mawla, ni'mal nasir, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahil aliyyil azim. Hasbunallahu ni'mal vakil. Hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak, hak. Hasbunallahu ni'mal vakil. Hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay, hay. Hasbunallahu ni'mal vakil, ni'mal mawla, ni'mal nasir. ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. الله الله حق، الله الله حق، الله الله حق، الله الله الله الله حق، الله الله حق، الله الله حق، الله الله الله الله حي، الله الله حي، الله الله حي، الله الله حي، الله الله حي، الله الله الله الله حي، الله الله الله حي يا قيوم، الله حي يا قيوم، الله حي يا قيوم، الله حي يا قيوم، الله حي يا قيوم، الله حي يا قيوم، الله حي يا قيوم، الله. حسبنا الله نعم الوكيل، نعم المولى، نعم الناصر، ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. يا هو يا هو يا دايم، Yahu Yahu Ya Daim, Yahu Yahu Ya Daim, Allah Yahu Ya Daim, Ya Daim, Ya Daim, Ya Daim, Ya Allah. Ya daim, ya daim, ya daim, ya Allah, ya halim, ya halim, ya halim, ya Allah, ya halim, ya halim, ya halim, ya Allah, ya hafiz, ya hafiz, ya hafiz, ya Allah, ya hafiz, ya hafiz, ya hafiz, ya Allah, ya حنان يا حنان يا حنان يا الله يا حنان يا حنان يا حنان يا الله يا منان يا منان يا منان يا الله يا منان يا منان يا منان يا الله يا ديان يا ديان يا ديان يا الله يا ديان يا ديان يا ديان يا الله يا سبحان يا سبحان يا سبحان يا الله يا سبحان يا سبحان يا سبحان يا الله يا سلطان يا سلطان يا سلطان يا الله يا سلطان يا سلطان يا سلطان يا الله يا سلطان يا سلطان يا سلطان يا الله يا سلطان يا سلطان يا سلطان يا الله يا كريم يا كريم يا كريم يا الله يا كريم يا كريم يا كريم يا الله يا كريم يا كريم يا كريم يا الله يا كريم يا كريم يا كريم يا الله يا فتاح يا فتاح يا فتاح يا الله يا فتاح يا فتاح يا فتاح يا الله يا ستار يا ستار يا ستار يا الله يا ستار يا ستار يا ستار يا الله يا سميع يا سميع يا سميع يا الله يا سميع يا سميع يا سميع يا الله يا بصير يا بصير يا بصير يا الله يا بصير يا بصير يا بصير يا الله يا شفيع يا شفيع يا شفيع يا الله يا شفيع يا شفيع يا شفيع يا الله يا مالك يا مالك يا مالك يا الله يا مالك يا مالك يا مالك يا الله يا رحمن يا رحمن يا رحمن يا الله يا رحمن يا رحمن يا رحمن يا الله يا رؤوف يا رؤوف يا رؤوف يا الله يا رؤوف يا رؤوف يا رؤوف يا الله يا رحيم يا رحيم يا رحيم يا الله يا رحيم يا رحيم يا رحيم يا الله يا عظيم يا عظيم يا عظيم يا الله يا عظيم يا عظيم يا عظيم يا الله يا عليم يا عليم يا عليم يا الله يا عليم يا عليم يا عليم يا الله يا علي يا علي يا علي يا الله يا علي يا علي يا علي يا الله يا ولي يا ولي يا ولي يا الله يا ولي يا ولي يا ولي يا الله يا وهاب يا وهاب يا وهاب يا الله يا وهاب يا وهاب يا وهاب يا الله يا غني يا غني يا غني يا الله يا غني يا غني يا غني يا الله يا رزاق يا رزاق يا رزاق يا الله يا رزاق يا رزاق يا رزاق يا الله يا علي يا علي يا علي يا الله يا علي يا علي يا علي يا الله يا عليم يا عليم يا عليم يا الله يا عليم يا عليم يا عليم يا الله يا ولي يا ولي يا ولي يا الله يا ولي يا ولي يا ولي يا الله يا أهير يا أهير يا أهير يا الله يا أهير يا أهير يا أهير يا الله يا ظهير يا ya Zahir, ya Zahir, ya Allah, ya Zahir, ya Zahir, ya Zahir, ya Batin, ya Batin, ya Batin, ya Allah, ya Batin, ya Batin, ya Batin, ya Allah, ya Rauf, ya Rauf, ya Rauf, ya Allah, ya Rauf, ya Rauf, ya Rauf, ya Allah, ya Vedud, ya Vedud, ya Vedud, ya Allah, ya Vedud, ya Vedud, ya Vedud, ya Allah, ya Latif, ya Latif, ya Latif, ya Allah, ya Latif, ya Latif, ya Allah, ya Cemal, ya Cemal, ya Cemal, ya Allah, ya Cemal, ya Cemal, ya Cemal, ya Allah, ya Celal, ya Celal, ya Celal, ya Allah, ya Celal, ya Celal, ya Celal, ya Allah, ya Cebbar, ya Cebbar, ya Cebbar, ya Allah, ya Cebbar, ya Cebbar, ya Cebbar, ya Allah, ya Kahhar, ya Kahhar, ya Kahhar, ya Allah, ya Kahhar, ya Kahhar, ya Kahhar, ya Allah, ya Kadir, ya Kadir, ya Kadir, ya Allah, ya Kadir, ya Kadir, ya Allah, ya Muqtadir, ya Muqtadir, ya Muqtadir, ya Allah, ya Muqtadir, ya Muqtadir, ya Muqtadir, ya Fettah, ya Fettah, ya Fettah, ya Allah, ya Fettah, ya Fettah, ya Fettah, ya Setar, ya Setar, ya Setar, ya Allah, ya Setar, ya Setar, ya Setar, ya Gafar, ya Gafar, ya Gafar, ya Allah, ya Gafar, ya Gafar, ya Gafar, ya Gafur, ya Gafur, ya Gafur, ya Allah, ya Gafur, ya Gafur, ya Gafur, ya Allah, ya Eman, ya Eman, ya Eman, ya Allah, ya Eman, ya Eman, ya Eman, ya Allah, ya Selam, ya Selam, ya Selam, ya Allah, ya Selam, ya Selam, ya Selam, ya Allah, ya Gafar, ya Gafar, ya Gafar, ya Allah, ya Gafar, ya Gafar, ya Gafar, ya Allah, ya Gafur, ya Gafur, ya Gafur, ya Allah, ya Gafur, ya Gafur, ya Gafur, ya Allah, ya Azim, ya Azim, ya Azim, ya Allah, ya Azim, ya Azim, ya Azim, ya Allah, ya Kerim, ya Kerim, ya Kerim, ya Allah, ya Kerim, ya Kerim, ya Kerim, ya Allah, ya Kerim, ya Kerim, ya Kerim, ya Allah, ya Kerim, ya Kerim, ya Kerim, ya Allah, ya Kerim, ya Kerim, ya Kerim, ya Allah, ya Kerim, ya Kerim, ya Kerim, ya Allah, ya Eman, ya Eman, ya Eman, ya Allah, ya Eman, ya Eman, ya Eman, ya Allah, ya Sabur, ya Sabur, ya Sabur, ya Allah, ya Sabur, ya Sabur, ya Sabur, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah. Hasbinallah, ni'mal vakil, ni'mal mevla, ni'mal nasir. ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. صل يا ربي وسلم على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى كلنا أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. على أشرف العالمين سيدنا محمد الصلوات. على أكمل العالمين محمد الصلوات. على أشرف العالمين سيدنا محمد الصلوات. صلوات الله تعالى وملائكته وملائكته ورسوله وجميع خلقه محمد وعلى محمد عليه الصلاة والسلام ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. رضي الله تبارك وتعالى سادتنا أصحاب رسول الله أجمعين وعن العلماء والمتقين وعن أولياء الصالحين مشايخنا بطريقة النقشبندية العالية قدس الله زكيهم بركات الله تعالى بركاتهم في ذاتهم دائما والحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة. سبحان ربي العلي على الوهاب.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. جعل الله وإياكم من يستجيب شفاعته وارجو من الله رحمته ورأفته. اللهم بحرمة هذا النبي الكريم وآله وأصحابه سالكي عالم الهاج القويم اجعل من خير أمته واشتر أبدا لحرمته واحشر أعدا في زمرته واستعمل ألسنتنا في ذكره ونصرته وأينما تمسكنا بسنته وطاعته ومتنا اللهم على حبه وجماعته. اللهم أنكم المجد فلمن ندخلها وانزل ما في قصرها فلمن ينزلها وارحمنا ما يشفع الخلائق فترحمها. اللهم ارزقنا زيارته في كل سنة ولا جمع فيك ولا عنه قبل سنة. اللهم نجمعت ذنوبا وسترت بيرد المغفرة عيوبا. اللهم إنه كان معنا في السلامات في مثلها فضل فضله رحمه الله. اللهم ارحمنا ذا سن أصحاب القبور وفقنا عبك سناه على ممر الدهور. اللهم اجعلنا لآلائك ذاكرين ولنعمائك شاكرين وليوم لقائك من الذاكرين وحين مطاعتك مشغولين وتتوفيتنا فتوفنا مفتونين ولا مخذولين واختم لنا منك بخير أجمعين. اللهم اكفنا شر الظالمين. اللهم اكفنا شر الظالمين. اللهم اكفنا شر الظالمين واجعل مفتة هذه الدنيا سالمين. اللهم اجعل هذا رسولك من الشفيع وارزقنا به يوم القيامة مقاما رفيعا. اللهم اسقنا من حوض نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم شربة هنيئة غدا وتنشرة واهية غدا. اللهم اغفر لنا به وعلى آبائنا وأمهاتنا ومشايخنا والمؤمنين وذر حقوق علينا ولمن أجر هذا الخير في هذه الساعة ولجميع المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك أنت قريب مجيب الدعوات وقاضي الحاجات وقاضي الحاجات وقاضي الحاجات وغافر الذنوب والخطيئات يا أرحم الراحمين يا أرحم الراحمين يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Ya Rabbi, all praises are due to you, and peace and blessings and the whole place of Islam, best faith and his companions. Amen. Ya Rabbi, please us our grand Sheikh Subhanallah, Ya Sheikh Maulana Muhammad Nazman Bakhani, Ya Rabbi. Please us our Sheikh Saib Sheikh Abdul Karim Abdul Sirabani, Ya Rabbi. Raise them to higher and higher and high stations, Ya Rabbi. Ya Rabbi, give long life and blessed life to Sheikh Uthman, Ya Rabbi. Make us to be better ones to him, Ya Rabbi. Make us to be better ones in this way, Ya Rabbi. Ya Rabbi, please accept this month of Shawwal from us, Ya Rabbi. And let us enter into the month of Zulqa'dah clean and pure, Ya Rabbi. Ya Rabbi, make us to be better servants to you, Ya Rabbi. Make us to be fighting against our ego, Ya Rabbi. Make us not to be selfish, Ya Rabbi. Make us to be helping others, Ya Rabbi. Make us to be taking the zulm out from ourselves, Ya Rabbi. And being on the side of the Muslim ones to help them, Ya Rabbi. Make us to be better servants to you, Ya Rabbi, for the sake of this holy night, Ya Rabbi, for the sake of our Shaykh, Ya Rabbi.
Estağfurullah. Estağfurullah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya Rabbi, Peygamber Efendimiz Aleyhisselatü Vesselam Hazretleri'nin yüzü hürmetine Ya Rabbi. Mübarek Enbiya ve Evliyaullah hürmetine, mübarek gecesinin, Cuma gecesinin hürmetine Ya Rabbi. Büyük şeyimizin ve şeyimizin ahiretteki makamlarını, güçlerini, kuvvetlerini, heybetlerini, şanlarını, şereflerini artır Ya Rabbi. Onların yüzüsü hürmetine, sevdiklerinin yüzüsü hürmetine Ya Rabbi. Şeyh Lokman Efendi'nin gücünü, kuvvetini, heybetini, şanını, şerefini artır Ya Rabbi. Cemaatimizi, iman ehli, garip, fakir kullarını Ya Rabbi. Mehdi Aleyhisselam ona yardım edecek güçlü, kuvvetli kullarını emniyeman dairende tut Ya Rabbi. Emniyeman dairende tut, emniyeman dairende tut Ya Rabbi. Hazırda duranlara eyle Ya Rabbi. Bizleri nefsimizin eline bırakma. Şükür kapısından ayırma Ya Rabbi. Şeyimizin kıymetini, dergahımızın kıymetini Ya Rabbi. Bize rahşur olduğum bu güzel kapının kıymetini bilmeyi nasip meseleyle Ya Rabbi. Nefsimizin azabından, gazabından, şerrinden sana sığındık Ya Rabbi. Bizleri nefsimizin eline bırakma Ya Rabbi. Şeyimizin bizlere bırakmış olduğu emanete Ya Rabbi. Sünnet seniye sımsıkı tutunmayı nasip meseleyle Ya Rabbi. Bizleri nefsimizin eline bırakma Ya Rabbi. Hakkın tez vakitte zahir olmasını, küfrün tek bir vakitte yıkılıp tarumar olmasını nasip meseleyle Ya Rabbi. Şevvel Ya Rabbi, şeyimizin yüzü hürmetini bizlerden kabul eyle Ya Rabbi. Ya Rabbi, mübarek gecelerin, günleri kıymetini bilmeyi bizlere nasip meseleyle Ya Rabbi. En güzel şekilde ihya edebilmeyi bizlere nasip meseleyle Ya Rabbi. Şeyimizin himmetinin nazarını dünya üzerimizden, ahiretten eksik etme Ya Rabbi.
Estağfurullah. Estağfurullah. Estağfurullah. La ilahe illallah. Sabahın namazı. Şurallah men teradi la ilahe. يا وهاب يا وهاب يا وهاب يا مسبب الأسباب من فاتح الأبواب من قلب وكل ناصر. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الوعافى اللهم صل على محمد يا أرحم الراحمين ارحمنا يا أرحم الراحمين فاعف عنا يا من غفر إلى شرف المصطفى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. حاصل شيخ سلطان الناس صاحب السير. الفاتحة. اللهم صل وسلم. فاتحة. آمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الله قبل السنة إن شاء الله.
آل سيدنا محمد ملء ما أنت خالقه من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى
that you have to sacrifice, offer, to move away from the holding on tightly. Now they are saying, what about this, what about this, what about this? They mean to make us to understand what is a qurban properly. Anyway, what are we going to do? Giving suhbah, not giving suhbah. You guys not making any progress anyway. Any questions? Yes?
You said before that this is supposed to be our real
So I
family.
can't move inside. Move all the way inside. Sit next to the window there. So I can't move all the way inside. You can relax there.
This is supposed to be our real family, as you know that. If
Let's say that again.
as you said often that this is supposed to be our real families, and since we have moved away from the dunya and come here for a purpose, if there is two,
I never say that. Isn't it funny? I never say that. You ever hear the Dergah is just like one big family? You ever hear me say that? Masud is thinking, did he or did he not? Did I ever say we're supposed to be one big family here? Everyone is one big family. Did I ever say that? With father, mother, brother, sister, whatever, one big happy family. Okay, let me just use the word family. Did I ever say that we're coming up here to be one family? Good. What is the word I use? Community. The other word? Jamaat. I hardly use the word village also. Sometimes. This is important to understand. Because we're not trying to be one big happy family here. In fact, I don't use that word. When I use the word brothers, I always mention it in connection to what? Huh? No. When I use the word brothers, it is in connection to what? Huh? Ayat. Ayatul Karima. Only the brothers, they are believers. Right? That ayat doesn't say only the brothers, only the believers, they are family. So this we have to understand. Because we are not coming here to substitute for our family. You understand? That you have problems with your family, you have mommy problem, you have daddy problem, you have uncle problem, you have all these kinds of problems, and then you're coming here and to substitute. That's why people, they say, I love you, Hoja, you're like my father. And then later I squeeze them like a sheikh, and they say, I hate you. I'm not here to be, in fact, so many times we hear Sheikh, and he's saying this, I'm not your father, I'm not your brother, I'm not your uncle, I'm not your husband. This is what makes it different, you understand? Because this idea of family, so many religions, they're stuck. Religions, they're stuck with this. They cannot move higher. There is something that is higher than family. There is something that is higher than family. Not father, mother, brother, sister. There is something higher than family. What is that? Your Lord. Your Lord. And your Lord is not like your father. And so many religions, they are stuck. They can only think about their creator as a father. That's it. So, we don't blame them. They say, I father, I must have mother, right? I have mother, I must have aunt, I must have cousins. What happened? No cousins? Such a miskin family? You have one mother, one father mix up, and then no uncle, no aunt, no grandparents, no nothing, that's it. In fact, if anything, Allah is forbidding that. What is He forbidding?
to call anybody his sons.
Father, I'm using the word father. Huh? Or what is Allah forbidding? The Prophet? Huh?
It's wrong to call him your father.
Good. Actually, my thought is very clear. I'm not making loops. Huh? Right? It's forbidden, no? You cannot address to the Prophet as a father. And definitely we don't address Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a father, because He is Lord, to understand Lord now. He is not daddy. In fact, if you grew up and then you look at your father and say, daddy, the father look at you and say, what's wrong with you? You are weird something? I have to choose proper words also these days. Right? Because after a while you're supposed to be like this. Even Hazrat Ali is saying when it is on, right? Okay, I'm just checking. After a while you have to treat your children as your friends. Kind of like equal. You have to treat them like that. When you always say no. So these days, tyrant mothers, that they are definitely not Ahli Paradise, Ahli Jahannam. They backbite, they push their children to run after dunya, they do all sorts of things. They watch Bollywood movie whole day, they're on their phone gossiping and gassing people up and everything, and yet they say, paradise is under my feet, they're saying. Yeah, it's Dajjalic paradise, which is Jahannam. They quickly to use that. So no, we have to be very careful with these words. We are here to know our Lord as our Lord, not as father, not as uncle. Some murids not understanding, they are still being very, we see Shaykh Effendi, he's coming and to meet people new, they fall in love with our Shaykh. We sit and we don't say anything, we don't even smile. They are on top of the world, Shaykh Effendi is boosting them up. They think they're the only ones. Then they get to be lovey-dovey with Shaykh Effendi like that. And we don't say anything. I mean, I don't say anything. Other people will smirk and snicker. I don't say anything. I say, wait till you discover that our Shaykh is a Shaykh. Don't try to be so like that, because he is a Shaykh. Our Lord is Lord. So we're here to understand that. We're not here to be one big happy family. It's called a cult. Okay? We're here to receive guidance, to live in a Jamaat like this or like that, to understand each other's rights and to understand our ego. Very important. For that, it doesn't have to be a family at all. But please continue with your question.
It's just like there's supposed to be a community here. If there are two events, as you know, one here and one with our families in the back, are we supposed to, should we prioritize the community more? Should we feel that more? Should we have more softness and feel the pain of the events in the community more? Or is it okay to feel both sides? If on our family we also have a sad event, or as you know, are we supposed to feel both of those equally, or is it okay to feel one more?
Well, there's nothing that is equal. Nothing in this world is equal, because Allah is Ahad, and He creates everything as one, unique. You cannot have equal. That is depending on your connection to whatever that is happening there. Like, for example, if your connection to the Dergahı is very, very strong, and you put everything aside, even the history that you have with other people, then things that is concerning the Shaykh, concerning the Dergahı and the members, is going to hit you very sharply. Those other ones is not as sharp, but even to feel it, because you have a shared history. We're not telling people to cut everything off and to forget everything and to throw everything to garbage. You cannot. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to look and understand. Maybe in the beginning you have to put a sat there. You have to put a limit there to say, I'm not going to look at it for some time, because I'm so saturated in it, I cannot separate myself. So now for some time I have to separate myself, I cannot look. But after a while, you will come into a situation, you have to look, you have to understand, because everyone, you have to look back into your life, whether you like it or you don't like it. You have to look back into your life. That is what is called Judgment Day, no? You have to look back into your life and you have to see what I've done, why I've done. This is this person, this is this situation. Why am I doing it? What is the reason why I'm doing it? Why am I behaving this? I'm behaving like this because of something that happened before. Maybe something happened before that. You start thinking and understanding and going through your whole life. This is judgment. And the murid, you're supposed to think. You cannot sit down for 1 hour to think like that. Think at least for 5 minutes. Think at least in certain situations, it will make you to understand certain things that happen. To think. To try to understand. If your connection to the Dergah is not so strong, and your connection to someone who is outside of the Dergah is strong, we're not going to say, that's wrong, you have to stop that, you have to go according to whatever is in your heart. You understand? But who knows? Maybe that one who doesn't have such a strong feeling towards the Dergah in this year, maybe next year is going to be the one who's strongest. The one who's strong this year, maybe next year he's going to be the one who's weakest, or he's going to be the one who has deviated and turning around and start cursing us. It has happened before, correct? So what are we looking here? We're looking, you see, I'm going to say we look as a teacher. Then I'm thinking, but not everyone is a teacher. Then I'm thinking, in a split second, I'm thinking, everyone is a teacher. Everyone is a mother and everyone is a father. Enough. If you're a mother and a father, you have to teach. You have to raise children. You have to, which means what? You know how much they can carry in this moment. They cannot carry more. You have to know that in this time, then they can carry this much. In this other time, they can carry this much. And you have to guide them to an understanding. You have to guide them. That means that you have to go down to their level. We can do that to children, but we cannot do that to ourselves. We cannot do that to our husbands. We cannot do that to our wives. We cannot do that to our friends. We judge them just like that. But you know, so many times, so many people, they are stuck from where they were children. They never graduated before that. Coming to Tariqat is to find the key to that stuck situation and to open it and to understand, oh, why am I behaving like I'm 13 years old? In other things, I'm behaving like I'm 40 years old, as I am 40 years old. In other things, I'm much older than that. But why with this thing? I'm stuck there. Why is this thing I'm still stuck in this situation that happened to me when I'm a teenager? Why it happened to me at 20 years old or 30 years old? But first, to understand where you are stuck, that is important. If you're doing it a lot to yourself, it's very easy for you to understand other people. If you're not doing it to yourself, you're not going to understand other people. You're going to think, why can't they just listen and obey and understand just like that? Why can't they? What's their problem? I've already said to them 1,000 times, why can't they listen? That means you're not understanding yourself. You're not understanding how stubborn you are, how a person, even if a person is not stubborn, then they get forgetful. They become forgetful. Then there's times where you have to use nice words. There's times where you cannot use nice words anymore. There's times where you have to use a stick like a donkey. Then there's times where you cannot say anything at all. But you have to try in so many different tactics, so many different ways, just as a child. To raise the child. The child is not going to listen like this. You're going to find another way, another way, another way. You can force the kid. You can, but you'll become a monster. You'll become a tyrant. And nobody can say, I don't understand. Sit down. Whoever is there, sit down. There's not necessary to do anything right now. I can hear every step that you're making there. You must have patience now. You must try to understand. Then when you understand, you know how much you can give, how much you can take. You have to use that for each other a little bit. I understand you get upset like this or like that, but So easy for a person to say, I'm right and you are wrong. But it takes the prophets, those who follow their way, it takes the prophets to come and to really speak to their ummah according to their heart, meaning that they understand. They are from that ummah. They understand, they watch everything, they feel everything. It's not a prophet from another ummah coming to teach that other people. No, it's from the same nation. That means why? They understand everything that is going. Then they can speak according to the heart. So it's easy just to force, but you become a monster, you become a tyrant then, and it fails, it never succeeds, it always fails. You cannot force, you understand? If Allah wants, He can force us, but He's not forcing. He's not even using His name of Jabbar. He's not. If He is, we would not have one sip of air to breathe, with all the things that we're committing all together to disobey Him and to make more cruelty in this world. He's not forcing us. So, that question that you were asking, it's intelligent question, but it's not a very mature question. You understand? Because you have to see where people's, where their holes are. If you see it's holding on very tightly to that, you cannot just pull the person. You have to just be patient a little bit and try to understand. Why is he holding on? Oh, it's because of this. Then you're going to try to provide for that, so that the person can let go a little bit and hold on to you. May Allah accept us, our intentions and our service. Make your intentions big, because yes, it may seem as if you have that intention, you're doing it, but you're not succeeding. You have the intention to change, but you're not succeeding. But don't worry, you're in the way of the prophets, you're not in the way of dunya or shaitan. One day it will hit you. You have to get past that. We've seen it happening so many times. You cannot. We're seeing Shaykh and he's saying the person is not changing, but one day something happens, something unlocks. That always happens. But until then, you have to be patient. But it starts here. It starts here. If you're understanding your weakness and your stubbornness, you understand other people too. Then you say, I cannot use, that person is being very stubborn, I cannot use this tactic for now. I can't. Then you're going to declare war. But war is strategy. You understand? War doesn't mean you just get up and you just want to destroy. War means how you bring the enemy down. Then you must strategize, which means that you cannot be so emotional. If the emotion is helping you to strategize, to plan, use it. If it's not helping you, if it blocks you from being intelligent, and most of the times when you have, like Shaitan is saying, if a man is angry, he's like balls in my hand, I'm playing with him. Shaitan is saying, I'm playing with him. Then don't get angry. Don't get angry because Shaitan is playing with you. Don't think when I'm angry, I'm very forceful and very intelligent and very decisive. It's not like that. You understand? So many times it's not like that. Especially when you cannot control the anger. How you know you can control the anger or not control the anger? When you notice how you breathe and you can change the way you breathe. So, inshallah, step by step we learn. We have to improve. Wa min Allahu tawfiq. Al-Fatiha. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum. Any questions? Anyone else? Quickly, Ray, put it down there.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. What is the significance of the skull of the Zabiha from the time of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, which has been kept at the Kaaba, and the ones that are being kept at the Osmanlı Dergah? Is it recommended for murids to hang horns or skull of qurbans in their houses?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. If you live in a high rise, you live like in a apartment, a flat or apartment, and you're living with your whole family, 10 people living in 3 rooms. I don't recommend it until you move to a bigger place and it's your place, then you can hang anything you want on the walls. This is a sunnat. Yes, they used to, Ibrahim alayhi salam, after he cut, he put that on the Kaaba, you understand? But try, it used to be hanging there. It was still hanging there during the time of the Ottomans. But these Wahhabi shaitans, they destroyed that because they say, like that. And then they took it down and they destroyed it. But imagine now, you've seen the picture of the Kaaba, imagine if you have horns there, everybody would go nuts. All the Muslims are going to go crazy. Huh? They're going to think, what kind of pagan, shaman, this is, right? You see, it's strange. That's good, we're very strange. We're not saying now start hanging the skulls in the Kaaba. Do I recommend you putting it in your house? If it's going to bring a lot of fitna to people who don't understand, not necessary. There are other sunnahs that you can carry that's not going to be making too much fitna, like wearing a turban, haidaria, having a tasbih, that kind of sunnah. But from what I remember Shaykh Effendi is talking, that is very good. It has a, I'm not saying it has like a spiritual dimension, that has to do with the other ones. Putting that over there. It has to do with the other ones. And for that, those ones, I'm not going to open the topic. We don't talk about it so much. So it has to do for those other creatures there. And for nazar, which means that it is something that will, if there is an evil eye that is coming from those ones, the ones with the most evil eye is the evil one, shaitan. Shaitan is the one who puts the evil eye most, you understand? But when you put that also, the shaitan's evil eye is not going to hit you too much. There are so many things that you can do for that. There's ayats, of course, and Wahhabis say, don't, just say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Yeah, you say that. You're not running from yourself. So it's showing that when you say that, it's not working for you. So there are different things that you can do. And people were doing it, they were believing in it, and it was working for a long time. One of the reasons why this world is falling into such shaitanic, dajjalic direction and energy is because so many things that we used to do that is part of our religion, it is taken away. No longer people believing in Tawiz, people no longer believing in Awliya, they destroy all the tombs. So all these how you say, protections that is everywhere. You need the protection because this is asfal safilin. You need the protection. So when you remove all of that, then protection is lifted, then the evil comes very easy. So that is my recommendation. Okay, but if you have your own house, do whatever you want. But if you hang it outside of your house and then suddenly you wake up one day, you see all the villagers coming together with pitchforks and fire trying to burn you down, saying that you are, I don't know, skull worshipper or something, then don't blame me also. Okay? Use your intelligence. Assalamu alaikum. There's a question.
What do you think about the use of drugs and herbs? Some say they help with spirituality. What is your view on this?
Haram. If you talk about drugs, hallucinogenic drugs that makes you hallucinate, drugs that make you what? What kind of drugs? What kind of drugs that makes you hallucinate and drugs that what? I was going to say that before I say hallucinogenic drugs, but anyway, drugs is forbidden. It's forbidden to be drunk in Islam. If you're saying, why can't we take drugs in order to make zikr? Number one, because you cannot use any drugs. Even without making zikr. You just take the drugs, no zikr, it's still haram. If you take the drugs and you do zikr, it's kullu haram. And there are people who do it. Oh, India, there's a lot. I don't know, maybe Pakistan. Different parts of the world, they're incorporating it. I remember one story someone was telling me before they went. He was, so the person telling me saying this, I don't know how much of it is true, is saying they came out from the war and the man is on the wheelchair, then he has to take, you know, some drugs to ease the pain, and he was taking a lot of it, but they were looking for a sheikh, and they found one, they went to the zikr, and they did, and they were flying, of course, you know, making the zikr, and the sheikh says, mashallah, after this, there's so much nur coming from their faces, he's saying. So he's saying, then they say the salams, and they never went back to that sheikh again, because how can the sheikh be so blind? They were flying because they were taking the drugs. But the drugs that makes you, anything that is making you to be drunk, anything that you take that makes you to lose your reason, this is the understanding, to make you to lose your reason. Whether you feel good or you don't feel good, doesn't matter what you feel. Reason is what sets you different from the animals. Reason is what sets you also different from shaitan. So if you lose that, you fall into the category of animals and shaitans and other things too. So it is forbidden. It's no good. If you want to do it, I can't stop you. But they say, what if it's herbs? I say, so what if it's herbs? Is it cilantro? No. Is it parsley? No. What kind of herbs? You know, ganja. I say, oh, that's not herbs, that's haram. Any herb or stone or air or water or anything doesn't have to be herbs, but it is making you to be in a state where you are going to lose your reason. It is forbidden for you. The liquor, alcohol, is also a drug. It is a drug. It is forbidden for you. How weird it is. We know that liquor is forbidden, alcohol is forbidden in Islam, no? And people are taking it and then they're worshipping. How weird is that? Then there are some people who are doing that. It doesn't make it right. It's still wrong. If the whole world is doing it, it's still wrong. So what happens when you do that and you make zikr? You will make zikr, but instead of calling on the good ones, calling on the good, let's say, looks from heavenly stations, because those things are forbidden and they're dirty, so you will get looks from shaitans and from all those wrong ones, but you'll feel something. You think it is coming from Rahman, it is shaitan. It is. You see, so many different religions also, they say in order for you to get to higher stations, you have to take that. It becomes common. But not in Islam. You cannot. Okay, so I don't recommend it. Any other question?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Anyway, why you need to take drugs for zikr? What are you doing in zikr? You want to feel high? Then take the drugs. I'm not saying take the drugs. It is haram. It is forbidden. But I cannot stop anyone from doing it. If your whole aim is to be high, then why you want to make zikr? There's another big problem also. People are thinking to have the zikr is just to lose yourself and to be high. And that is a high station. It is not. In fact, to lose your consciousness in the zikr and to enter into a hal in the zikr, it is a low station of zikr. Anyone can do that. And anyone can fake it. It is learning how to control that and learning how to control your desire for what you want for the zikr. What do you want from the zikr? What is your desire for the zikr? You still desire something from the zikr? Then you're really not making any zikr. Zikr means to remember Allah, means to be with Allah. But you want to enter into a hal. You don't really want to be with Allah. You want to be drunk. This is what it means. You want to feel something. So many people, they want to show off so that the whole Jamaat can look at them, mashallah, high level person. He is losing himself. No, especially in this Naqshbandi way, it is not how much you lose yourself, it is how much strong you are that they can pour more. If we say the spirituality or the, let's say the opening, let's say, the spiritual high that you get, if we say that it is like wine, they say, we give you just one little glass and you get drunk, what good are you? You're no good for nothing. You can't even hold it. But they say, we give you one glass, you drink, nothing happens. Then they give you more, they give you more, they give you more. As much as you're not getting drunk, more they're going to give you. More you're going to understand. That's what we want. We don't want to be those fake ones. Get one glass, they drink and then we want to sit like our peer, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anh, that as much as the Prophet ﷺ was pouring, he was able to take. And what he was taking, it made him to become more strong and more solid. He wasn't shaking and quaking like that, you know, like the quaker and the shaker. They're like that too. They get something right, but so many things wrong. Okay. Next question. Say.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Currently, I'm being tested with distance from you, the murids I'm close to, the Dargah and the Jamaat. Under these conditions, how can we maintain our spiritual strength and power to struggle against the nafs, passion and shaitan, while self-awareness, work and responsibility to others are increasing?
See, I know the one who's asking me that question. If you're in front of me, I'll probably smack you on the face. Huh? You're trying to be so slick. Ramazan looking at me like, why is he saying that? It's kind of like saying how to maintain a long distance relationship. Right? How to maintain a long distance relationship while I still have my responsibilities and what? Self-awareness. And I have to increase my self-awareness and huh? And I have work, responsibility, how to increase my self-awareness, but I'm separated from you. Nobody ever asked that about a long distance relationship, right? If you have a long distance relationship, you know what to do. And you know if you do this, if it works, then you're going to increase it. If it doesn't work, you find something else. You're saying, because you're far away from us, like a long distance relationship. If you have a long distance relationship, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? People in long distance relationships, before texting, okay, let's put aside texting, what they used to do. Before we go back to the Middle Ages, okay, I'm just talking before texting, maybe 20 years ago, bruh. Why you have to go all the way to the medieval ages, huh? Hey, jerk. They talk on the telephone, right? They say, even if we're 12 hours difference, at this time, I have to be there, and I have to pick up the phone, and we have to call each other and talk to each other, no? Meaning, you find a way to talk to each other, to communicate. To communicate. Okay, you talk to each other. First day, second day. 1 week later, what happens? It gets very stale, right? Same thing. Oh, so what did you do? I did this. It gets very stale. So you have to find new way so that's all that you can do, talk to each other. But you have to find a new way to connect. Now it's no longer just to hear each other's voices. In the beginning, you don't see each other, just to hear each other's voice is good. But after that, each other's voice is boring. There starts to be something else, then something else, then something else. Correct? Don't look at me like that. So now you have to look. So you talk to each other, you ask about each other, what are you doing? Then after that you get bored, then you have to say, okay, now we have to do something else. Your intelligence is going to kick in. Intelligence is going to kick in. You're going to say, now I really missed the person. If it's just talking over the phone, just what I did yesterday, today, that is so dry, it is so hollow, it is empty. Now let's do something else. What do you do? What do you do? What can you do? Let me ask first the person. Are you even picking up the phone to speak to someone here every day? To say, so what's going on in the Dergah? Are you doing that? No, you're not. Texting doesn't count. What's happening today? What was the sohbat about? How was Shah doing today? How's Bilal? How's this? How's that? You're going to ask. As if that you are there. Is it so difficult? So based on just that, okay, you talk, and then there's nothing going on, and then it gets very dry, it gets very hollow, but you know, things, you know from the conversation, things are happening. Okay, what's Bilal doing? Oh, he's building what? He's building a Trump Tower. Okay. What kind of Trump Tower he's building? Oh, for chickens. Him and who? Couple of other people. MashaAllah. One is a lover of chickens. He's Ashka Kokorich. Ashka what? Tawuk. A lover of Tawuk. The other is a sultan of Tawuk. MashaAllah. Building a Trump Tower. So now you get involved. Now you say, oh, he's building what? Oh, okay. Now I want to join in that project. I'm very far away, but please give me, I'm going to give you $20. Let him to buy feed for this and tell him to take pictures and give it to me. And then start. This is just one thing. And there are 100 people here. And we're not even going straight to what the Sheikh is doing. So you want to feel connected? First you have to be interested. It's not a matter of how much you do also. It is what is in your heart. And you cannot be naive about these things. You cannot be childish about these things. Okay? So now you're going to say, this one is doing what? Then what is happening? What did happen today? This happened. So it is as if that you are here. You are not here, but you are here. Yes, you're working on yourself. You're working on your job. You have responsibilities. You have families and everything. But your heart is also here. It is as if you never left and you know what's happening. You keep up. And some people have muridas that they cannot do anything, but they miss the Dergah so much. They just cook. They cook and they send me picture. We say, today is the urs of, let's say, one of the Grand Sheikh. I cook some biryani. They take picture, they show it to me. Something, right? At least they're doing something to connect, because we cook here. And some they decorate. I say, how many people you are inviting? Because you're decorating for, let's say, Ragaib, you cannot be with us, but you're decorating. How many people expecting? No one. How many people in your family? 3 people. I say, Alhamdulillah. It's okay, decorate as much as you want. I'm talking about the women, okay? Not the men. I said, do that, and then we'll fill it up. We'll tell people to go there and to join you. So you find, in that kind of thinking, you'll find 1,000 things to do. Thousands of things. Because everyone here, you're busy with something, no? At least I'm making you to be busy with something, yes? You're busy with this, you're busy with that. Someone is busy with construction, someone is busy with medicine, someone is busy with videography, someone is busy with cars, someone is busy with animals, everyone is doing, and each person they have maybe 10, 20 things that they have to do. So you want to feel more connected? Be one of us. Don't be an outsider. And to be one of us, you don't have to be here. to be an outsider, you can meet me every day and can still be an outsider. Huh? Inshallah. But it is a matter of using your intelligence that you use for outside, for your own work, for your life, to use that same intelligence and sharpness in the way of Allah. And then life gets very exciting then that time. Then you start building things, you start constructing things, you start building Trump towers too. You put chickens there. Where are you getting your chickens from? China. He looks like a fat chicken too. Okay, next question. Say.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. What are a few sunnats that a murid can keep or revive on a daily basis to make a positive change?
Okay. Like I said, you don't have to put a skull inside your living room. That is a sunnat. Take the easy things. With a sunnat, take the easy things that you know that you can carry every day. But easy thing that you are doing consistently. And the important thing, the most important thing actually, when you become a murid, is make sure you always have your wudu. That is important. Never walk on this earth stepping without a wudu. Or you better have to have a good explanation, or it's better be something that is you're not doing often. But try to always have your wudu. And always when you go to sleep, to have your wudu when you go to sleep. Because if you have wudu and you take a wudu, Prophet ﷺ saying it is light upon light that you have. One of the marks that on the day of judgment, Prophet ﷺ will know that the people that are there is belonging to him is when he sees their bodies, their hands and their feet are going to be shining. Shining. Why is that? Because of the wudu. And this is not given to earlier nations also in that way. So keep your wudu. Keep your wudu, especially when you're going to sleep. That time angels will be with you until you wake up. That you can do. Okay? If you're a woman, that's because people are saying, oh, why he's always thinking the one who asked the question is a man. Okay, I'll say if you're a woman, no makeup. How you like that? Because it's not sunnah to put on makeup. It's sunnah to cover your face completely. Yeah. Because you don't know who is looking at you. Shaitans are looking at you. And they put their nazar on you. And then you're wondering why you have anxiety. You're wondering why you're not comfortable. Men's, at least in this country, they're not putting up makeup yet. Inshallah not. But in other countries, Asian countries, they're already putting on makeup. What a... So it's not our way. For us, we say man or woman, no need. If you find yourself, you are too tight, too attached to the makeup, more reason why you should not. Because you think, no, I cannot. Why are you so connected to the makeup? You start to worship it now. You put on all that kind of stuff, all like Chef, and you say your face is like fall into a paint can. And then you cannot even see your nur coming out. Nothing. Everything is blocked. So keep your wudu. Start with that. If you have a chance to come to the Dergah, then watch what people at the Dergah they do. That is part of their life. They're doing it because it's part of their life, not just because it's a sunnah, you're going to get more rewards, or you're going to go to paradise, just because it is the right thing to do. Okay? If you're a man, the biggest sunnah to have in these days, one of the biggest sunnah, is to keep your beard. To keep your beard. To keep your mustache and to keep your beard. So many people, they don't want to do that. But this is like a hijab for the man. It stops you from doing so many things that you normally would do if you don't have this. So step by step, do that. If you're praying 5 times a day, you should be praying, not if you are. Don't miss your sunnah prayers. It is one of the weirdest things that we can do now, that being with Shaykh Effendi for some time, is to just pray the Farz prayer without any sunnah prayer. It's just like wearing your astaghfirullah. It's just like wearing your underwear. And that's it. Okay, it covers, but you know, you're not going to go outside in your underwear. You have to put other things, make it more beautiful, make it more perfect, make it more. And it stops once you're in Jamaat and you're doing it so much. It is no longer seen as a burden. It's just part of the thing that you have to do. Okay? So keep your wudu and keep your sunnah prayers. That should be good enough for you. If you're saying I'm doing this anyway and want more than that, you let me know. I will give you more. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, last question, say.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. When we come to realize that we are currently living and experiencing the second Jahiliyyah, should we realize that this is a good time for believers, or should believers be more worried? Will we get more rewards for fighting batil in these times, or is the biggest batil from fighting within ourselves?
Very intelligent question. The Prophet ﷺ is saying the end is always better than the beginning. So we're living in the akhir of the akhir zaman. So many things are very bad right now because we're living in the second Jahiliyyah. But in this second Jahiliyyah, it is giving a very, very big open chance for the believers to do things that we can never do. We can never do, we can never get that kind of blessings or that kind of rewards if we live in any other time. Because the Prophet ﷺ is saying to carry one sunnah in this second Jahiliyyah, to carry one sunnah, you will get the reward of 100 martyrs. We can never be a martyr, let alone to become 100 martyrs. And Shaykh Effendi opened it up a little bit more too, and they asked, 100 martyrs at that time? Says, no, 100 martyrs in my time, which means 100 martyrs of Sahabis. You understand? So this is one thing that I loved being with Shaykh Effendi, is because he makes a sunnah part of our lives. It's not because of any other reason. It's just part of our life. To wear the shalwar, we stop wearing other kinds of pants, especially for us who are not working, not necessary. Those of you who are working, then you feel that when you wear those pants also, it feels like it's a uniform. You have to wear it, but when you wear the shalwar, it is the natural clothes that you must wear. And the shalwar, it is one of the biggest things that either make or break it with people. So many people, so they can get everything, but they don't like the men to wear baggy pants. The parents are going to go crazy. So, but this is the sunnah of Ibrahim alayhi salam. To wear loose clothes, of course, is the Holy Prophet alayhi salam sunnah. And this is a Haidariyah. This is the sunnah of the Prophet alayhi salam, but it is made to be very strong by Hazrat Ali. Then the turban, then we're carrying this, Shaykh Effendi said there's more than 20 riwayats of the hadith of the miswak. You have to have a miswak. In fact, Prophet ﷺ is saying just to have a miswak, shaitan will run away from you. So then we come here and we see people are doing it not because they feel that they become better people. They don't feel that they become holy or religious when they're doing it. They just do it. They're just doing it. And we see because Shaykh Effendi is doing it also, it becomes very natural. When it becomes very natural, it becomes very easy. It doesn't seem to be put on. But we have to know there are things that we are doing before that is not so necessary. We think that wearing jeans is necessary. It's not that necessary. Other kinds of, it's not that necessary. Then we start questioning even the clothes that we're wearing. This is what you need to do. You don't just question sitting down in the sajada. You question your clothes that you wear, the house that you live in, the attitude that you have. Everything else becomes important to you. This is deen. It's a lifestyle. And when you separate that, when you say religion is something, my lifestyle is something, that's when you have psychosis. That's the time when you can do the most evil things, and in your head you still rationalize it, you're still saying it's okay according to my religion. It happens. So in this Akhir Zaman is a very huge opportunity, chance for us, for the believers, inshallah, because any small thing that we're doing, it is very, very great in the eyes of Allah and His Prophet and the awliya Allah. It is very great in their eyes. These are outside things, physical things that we're doing. Physical things that you're doing. For you to stop your anger from overtaking you, that is huge. For you to understand that you have envy and you're stepping on your envy to be a good one to Allah, that is even bigger. For you to understand that you are arrogant and these are the tricks and the traps why you fall into arrogance and why you have to show to other people, that will make you to become Ahli Jannah. So there's sunnah that is inside and sunnah that is out. And if you are carrying one, for example, to wear a ring, silver ring for the men, women are saying, what about my sunnah? I'm going to tell you the women's sunnah, you'll be sunk in that and you won't be able to even come out from your houses. That's exactly what the sunnah is. You want the sunnah for women's? Don't come out from your houses. So don't ask me what is this, what is sunnah, what I can carry, please. Because that's what they did. Just do your work properly. Be easy with one another. Don't fight. Especially don't fight. And take care of the work that is in front of you, your children, everything, your responsibilities. You'll be okay. So, one of the biggest sunnah, it is to have a guide. That is very important. If you're carrying all the sunnah of praying nafila ibadat, wearing haidariya and doing all these things, but you don't have a guide, you're lost. You're lost. That time shaitan can guide you anytime, any way that he wants. Like I said, it is a big opportunity for us to be able to make a lot of progress in these days, in this Akhir Zaman. That although it is very bad, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is also just. Although the situation is very bad, but He is making it more possible for the believers to come to the level where you're able to do very little and gain great reward from that. So be busy with that, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. May Allah forgive me and bless you. Al-Fatiha. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, that's much is enough.
محمد ملء عرشك وصل على سيدنا محمد